What's going on, world? It's the NRW, where nerds rule the world. Back for another pack of entertainment picks for this week of June, like the last week of June before we head into the 4th of July. I'm QEP, this Nerds Rule the World. Joining me to talk all things entertainment is my pal, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. I know we've been super busy. There's a lot of new projects coming out and coming soon. We have Shark Fest stuff coming up. I don't know if that's this upcoming weeks in July, but we've just been booking and cooking. I know you know, and I thank you for the help. Like, I don't know, is it time? I thought it's like the fall when like new episodes and shows come, but I feel like our slates have just been busy in the past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know we've had like Juneteenth, and also there's those type of themed promotions that we've been doing. And I guess Shark is, like it's the summertime. But yeah, it just feels like a lot of projects. It's just weird. I don't know if we're getting bigger, homie, or what is going on in the world that there's just so many different things that are popping. It just, I don't know. I like feel like I'm trying to catch up. And you and I've been talking. It's just like, it's just weird. I don't think we had this problem last year. Problem? It's a good problem.
I think we did, but it's I think the difference is that there's so much that the timing wise. So like, sorry guys, I'm trying to think of this as like, it used to be that I would do like 1 or 2 interviews like a month, and you would just have them back to back to back because they would all kind of be cool working your schedule. But now there's a lot more that's like, no, we're not going to work your schedule. So instead of you just trying to manage your own schedule, you now have to manage multiple people's. So I think that's what's going on. It's like, okay. But I'd like to say we're getting bigger.
Yeah. Because I was still always saying yes to everything. Mm-hmm. And I thank you, like I said, for all the help. And you've been definitely stepping up and doing as much as I've been doing in many ways. So we must just be getting bigger. I'm fingers crossed we're getting bigger. We're getting more offers. And we're getting into the themed, I guess, releases. And so they like, hey, let's reach out. Let's cover this, cover that. So, hey, it's a blessing. I'll take it. I think we just need sponsors. So Heather and I can quit our day gigs and we can just do full-time on this shit. We would love it. So that way we can also get additional help, maybe. I don't know if you're not, just this is a lot, and we're just gonna try and keep up. There's some cool projects this week, Heather. But before we get there, actually, I was sidetracking. I just remembered before we get to those projects, what are you watching that we can talk about? There's some crazy things going on in wrestling. As always, if you missed last week's Kayfabe Baby episodes, we dropped 2 episodes last week. Shout out to Sean and Webster Style. We did 2 episodes because we had a live event here in the DC area, AEW Dynamite and Rampage. So we have a kind of a vlog-esque episode, and then our regular episodes. Those are up. So been watching some wrestling, Heather, and also went to see Garfield again. Another purchase of tickets. But I have to say, if you remember the last time I told you, Heather, I went to the theater. I went saw Inside Out 2, and I was complaining about the ticket prices on that because they were just crazy. But when I went to see Garfield recently with the family because they wanted to see it, tickets weren't that much. I was quite surprised. And this was Alamo.
When did you see it? What time did you see it?
It was like an 8:00 screening on a Friday. I think it was like last Friday.
Okay.
And I was quite surprised that the tickets for the 3 of us was $27, I think. That's not bad compared to if I were to go to buy that same ticket like at AMC, it would have been $20 a person and it'd been $60.
Yeah.
So this was like half of what I spent on Inside Out. So surprised there. And Garfield is pretty cute. I'm a Garfield fan.
You weren't in your recording though. You weren't in your review though.
You know what? I still gotta do the review. That is coming soon, y'all. Maybe I can grab my child, or if Heather sees it, or somebody else on the people that I know, one of my other writer friends. There's so much things we got to do, Heather, as you know. So that's what I've been doing and watching. How about you?
I watched the outstanding. What is it called? It's outstanding. A comedic history of queer. I think it's what it's called. Outstanding. A comedy revolution.
On Netflix.
About comedy. LGBTQIA comedy. It's really fun. It doesn't go into as much history as I would have liked it to, but it gives a lot of great perspectives, and it talks about how people kind of accepted themselves. And that's a big one. Sometimes we need a little bit more happiness, and that's kind of what it is. It's a little bit happier. It's not so much of a hard take. It's more about, let's talk about how we're doing and how we got here.
Cool.
So that was fun. We also watched, my husband finally watched Ghostbusters. He did agree with me that he was happy that he waited till it came to streaming. And here's a fun thing, guys. If y'all don't need that package tomorrow from Amazon, you don't. You can wait a week. You're fine. If you need something tomorrow, that means that you already needed it and you should have already ordered it. My husband and I, it's a lot better for the environment to do longer term ordering. We do not do next day ordering for anything. So I'm just constantly getting credits. I saw Fall Guy and Ghostbusters for no doll hairs. So, be better to the environment and get free movies.
So I don't think we talked Fall Guy because you didn't see Fall Guy with me. So
No.
what did you think of Fall Guy? I enjoyed Fall Guy. How about you?
It was fun. I liked how it made fun of certain elements of Hollywood. I think that because so many people had so many great things to say, it was another one where it was just like, I think I went a little bit too high, which is why I try to never go into expectations. But when you go into a film where so many people say such good things, you kind of can't get away from it. So I think I had slightly higher expectations than what came out. It was definitely a really fun movie, though. I really, really enjoyed it.
Gosling is a dreamy cat. I can watch him do anything. Makes it fun.
I like how I'm the bisexual person on this channel, and yet that just never seems like the case here.
You know what? As of late, I've been talking about Tom Hopper. When I was doing my editing the other day with some of our recent stuff, like I can respect.
That's another thing. We do need to talk about Space Cadet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stay tuned, y'all. Yeah, you know what? That's another thing I meant to ask you offline, but we'll talk about Space Cadet coming July 4th, y'all. Prime Video. Awesome.
I don't think we can say anything else about it yet.
That's all we can say right now. But and there'll be a bunch of interviews coming up on the channel for that. You actually reminded me of something, Heather, before we get into the picks. I also saw something on Netflix, and I want to give a warning to y'all about this film. A trigger warning, if you will. Trigger warning, starring Jessica Alba, is on Netflix now, and that was like a straight up Tubi style movie that she just got a paycheck. Like, Jessica Alba, what are you doing? That movie was so garbage. I started watching it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. I just left it on, and just the whole time when I would go back to it and look at it, I just had to shake my head. Like, she just did that for the paycheck. So you've been warned. Trigger warning is terrible. If you want to see a bad film, go over to Netflix and watch Trigger Warning. That's your trigger warning too, because you will be triggered. Like, what the fuck is this, Jessica? Really? I expected more from you, Jessica Alba. Anyway, you ready to go get into some real entertainment, Heather?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Our first project that we're going to check out that is coming from A24, one of our favorite studios, and it's called Janet Planet. Here we go.
Can I hold your hand?
It's kind of hard for me to fall asleep when we're holding hands.
How about for a minute? You know what's funny?
What?
Every moment of my life is hell.
You actually seem very happy to me a lot of the time.
It's hell. I don't think it'll last, though.
I'm actually pretty unhappy, too.
If you go down to Hammer,
Wayne has a migraine.
You had a headache yesterday.
you'll never come back.
He thinks maybe I transferred it to him.
In my opinion, you're
So what do you do for fun, Lacey?
on the wrong track.
Wouldn't you rather be hanging out with your friends?
I don't have any friends.
Why?
I don't know. It's a complete mystery to me.
You're a beautiful person, Janet. But objectively, you do make bad decisions. Well, who knows? Well, you know.
I've always had this knowledge that I could make any man fall in love with me if I really tried. And I think maybe it's ruined my life.
Can you stop?
Stop what?
Stop trying.
Before the universe existed, there was nothing. And out of nothing came something. Bang. Everything changes in an instant.
What are we even talking about when we talk about mothers?
So what do I do?
You want me to tell you what to do?
Yes.
All right, coming this week from A24 and BBC, Janet Planet. It's a select release. Actually, no, it's nationwide release now this week. It was in limited release last week. It's getting a full release this week. Director, writer Annie Baker, Julianne Nicholson, Zoe Ziegler, Elias Koteas, Will Patton, and Sophia Okonedo. What do you think, Heather?
It looks sweet. It looks cute. Looks artsy. It's also very weird that we are the 80s and 90s as a classic trope is just kind of funny to me.
Getting older.
I know that's what happens. But it looks interesting. Yet I don't know what's going on. So like it looks like one of those like a really good Mother's Day movie, but then at the same time, it also doesn't look like a mom movie. So I'm not really sure. Like it looks artsy and it looks fun, but I don't know fully how I feel.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you. It's striking my parental chords, and because it's A24, they've got me, since they've been coming out. Like they put together really good films, and I don't know where I'm going to end up after most of them. So with two, that's two things they already got me on. So I'm sold. And I do have a screener, y'all. So I will be taking a look at it to also help me with my picks for this week for the radio. I'm picking it now just because comparing it to some of the other projects coming out, it's up there. So maybe stay tuned. I'll probably have a review up, and depending on Heather's availability, I'll throw it over to you too, Heather, and we can possibly give a full review. But for right now, and looking at all the picks, it's in my top 3. If I feel compelled to have a full review up, I'll have it up. And if Heather as well is available, we'll throw it up there. But I'm intrigued. A24, they've been putting out great material, striking me as a parent. And just, some of the stars, I know a couple people in there. But for the most part, it's kind of like an unknown cast, which I dig that in a lot of ways, because then I can like really feel like I'm in this film and I'm, not putting anything preconceived on top of it, and I can just enjoy it for what it is. So there you go, Janet Planet. Next up, dropping this week, a little series from Tony Lazzi. I'm probably brutalizing his name. You know him from the Spiderwick Chronicles. He also wrote a bunch of other projects, but another of his novels, Wondla, is coming to Apple TV as a series. This is the first installment of this set of books, because I think there's like 3 books, and we're getting the first book in these 8 episodes coming to Apple TV. But I think we're getting an episode a week, or is it 2 episodes? I'm not sure. But Wondla coming to Apple TV. Let's check out the trailer. Here we go.
This is me, Eva. And this is Mother. I was raised underground, in a bunker.
The Earth was sick and needed time to heal without us.
Now, after years of training, I am finally ready to meet other humans. What's on the other side of this?
I don't have information on restricted areas.
Wondla.
Is someone looking for me?
Intruder in sanctuary.
What is that thing?
I do not know. This vent shaft leads to the surface. Go!
Whoa. Where am I?
She is a human. Okay, someone had a little too much to drink. No one have seen human for a long time.
If this is Earth, what happened? And where is everybody?
You are looking for answers.
I want to know what happened to the humans.
Oh my.
Something so fragile should not be so bold. Perhaps that is why you're the last of your kind.
What if I'm alone? What if I'm the only one?
However, you're not alone.
Someone out there wants me to find them.
Time to jump!
All right, coming to Apple TV, the series Wondla. What do you think, Heather?
It looks really cute. I think Ashley from Ashley and Company, she was telling us about this during a screening, and she said that she really enjoyed the first couple episodes. I think that she was able to see it already. I've never read the books, but I'm curious. I'm very curious. The art looks great, and this looks like one of those where it kind of straddles the morals, like the moral line, telling an important story and just telling a good story. So I'm curious.
Okay.
I'll watch it. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I had the opportunity to screen all the episodes already. I'll have a review up as well. And I spoke with the cast. I spoke with Tony DiTerlizzi, as I said earlier. I spoke with the star, Janine Mason, who plays Eva. Terry Hatcher, who plays Mother. She's the robot kind of caretaker of Janine. And also the producer on it. And his name is escaping me right now. But yeah, it's a great little sci-fi series. It's cute. It's got very comparable animation to say your DreamWorks, Pixar type stuff and like Disney flair. But yeah, it's cute. It's an imaginative. It's fun. I'm curious where it's gonna go. It kept my attention through all I think 6 or 8 episodes that we're getting for this first part of the trilogy. Then as we go into the other books, but yeah, I think it's a good little cute little fun time to watch if you're into sci-fi, and the characters are very imaginative, and all the voices cast is pretty good. So I had a good time with it. So I think a lot of people and a lot of families will enjoy Wondla when it drops this week. So there you go, y'all. From a family movie to a movie for more so the adults, because we're gonna get a little scary with this one. My top pick is A Quiet Place Day One. You ready to check this one out, Heather?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
You can't have a cat in here.
It's a service cat.
Get out of the city. If we stay here, we die.
I have a plan.
It's the end of days. No more people. No more New York. No more nothing.
Heather, what do you think? Quiet Place Day One. Did you see the first Quiet Place?
I have not. I've actually not seen the Quiet Place series. I have not. I don't know why. Everyone loves them. I don't know why. I will say that I do. So you know that I'm not a big fan of animals being used as a prop in horror. But one thing that I really like about this is apparently the cat that she had to play with, Lupita Nyong'o, it actually helped break her fear of cats. So now she has a companion animal. So this movie actually helped break one of her own personal fears, which I think is absolutely adorable. And one thing that I actually have always found very interesting, but it's always used in a bad way, is in all of these apocalyptic movies, it's just people. What happened to the pets? What happened to the animals? What happened, and it could be as simple as they had to become food because, in an apocalyptic time, meat's going to be meat, right? Yeah. And I don't want to think that because I'm an animal lover. But it's one of those where I think that's something that's always missed in a lot of opportunities is to talk about what happens to your companions because you see people just absolutely devastated. Their house will go up in smokes and they'll lose their pets, and it's like the worst day of their lives. Mm-hmm. But when the apocalypse happens, we're just magically not thinking about anything anymore. So it's like I'm curious to see how they'll handle that. Her having a pet, especially something that is supposed to be her direct companion. So I'm curious, and don't think that I'm against the Quiet Place movies. I for some reason I just haven't watched them. I just haven't. I don't know why.
Well. So. You are in for a treat then. I'll just put it like that. Since you haven't seen them yet, I think you'll be in for a treat because I think they've been quite enjoyable. I'm excited for this prequel. In case people don't know, we had the first two Quiet Places, but this day one is taking us to the day one of when this invasion happened. And I am excited. There's little information out there of what's going down, but I think we can all, it's when they first came, and we're just going to see Lupita as she goes on this journey when they first came. So that's all I think we need to know. But I'm excited, and we'll have a review hopefully up by the end of the week because I'm screening it this week, y'all, prior to. So hopefully some of my compadres can get down with me, and we can get it up. But there you go. Those are the picks for this week. We have Janet Planet, Wondla, and A Quiet Place Day One. A little something for everyone, I think, for the family, for the horror fan, and for the parents and non-parents, or, I don't, anything. I was thinking Janet Planet because, it's like a very parental vibe, but I think, all these movies are for everyone. And let me not be, Pay
attention to ratings, my friends. Read your ratings. Yeah. Not every movie is for everybody.
Yeah. And that's okay. Because there's a lot of other stuff out there. So what do you think, Heather? Where do we stand this week? What do you give me on this?
I think there is no matter if I'm not directly the audience, I think that there's some good content here for this week.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So a lot of projects are also coming out soon, y'all. There's some I think we might have missed. Trigger warning, you did not miss. That was terrible. I think Daddio. I saw promotions at last week and this week, but there was also previous weeks. But Heather and I actually screened Daddio, and that review is out and I think available on the channel right now. Heather, yeah.
Right. I think the 27th. I think it comes out. It's on digital. It's not coming. I don't think it's coming to theaters. Okay. It made the circuit. It's been out for technically a while, but yeah, check out Daddio.
Yeah, it was a festival circuit, but like there's been mixed, weird limited releases I'm seeing all over the place on it. So if you're curious about Daddio. My thing with that is if you want to get the bad taste out of your mouth from Madam Web with Dakota Johnson, Dakota brings herself back up with Daddio and Sean Penn. It's great.
They were a good pair. They were a good pair.
Very good pair. So there you go, y'all. Those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think, and stay tuned for a rack of interviews. Heather's got me editing a bunch because she's helping your boy out. I got a bunch out, and there's a lot more content coming your way. So stay tuned. And yeah, we appreciate y'all. Heather Hurt, your boy QP, nerds rule the world.